Well, hi everybody there at YouTube, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of the lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And guess what? This is TOEFL Speaking Practice Live YouTube today, August 30. And what does that mean? That just means that I have about, it looks like 6 different students who are students in my course. They have all completed practice tests over the last couple of hours, and I'm going to listen to and respond to each of these practice tests. Why am I doing this? I just want you guys to see at YouTube how my course works. If you like the kind of feedback I give, just look in the live chat and you can click on the link to my TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course, and that will show you the course outline. It'll show you everything I've planned out for the next 30 days to help you improve your speaking. If you like it and you think it's going to help you, if you like the comments I give my students, click on day 1 where it says join this course, and you can start sending me speaking practice today. Alright, so let's get right down to it. Let's get to our first student. My first student is Nada. And you'll notice that I will also talk to this student. I'm going to make another audio recording so I can talk to her directly. And all the comments that you guys hear at YouTube, I will send to this student by email. Because all students need to know 3 things: how they're doing with their delivery, language use, and also topic development. So this student is doing integrated speaking practice test number 2. Okay, let me get my comment started up for her. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Nada, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. Guess what? 1984, which is part of your email, right? That's the year I graduated from high school, by the way. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to your response now.
The reading passage in the lecture are talking about the disadvantages and the advantages of using the internet.
Okay, now I'd recommend instead of present progressive, just use a simple present. So the reading and the listening passage discuss or talk about.
The reading passage in the lecture are talking about the disadvantages and the advantages of using the internet.
A little bit of trouble with those words, disadvantages and advantages. It almost sounds like you're saying disadventures and adventures of, but it's disadvantage and advantage. That's how you pronounce those 2 words.
In the reading passage, the author talks about how it has a very significant disadvantages as adults and children.
Now you're having a lot of trouble with your pausing, too many hesitations in there. You want to group ideas into 4 or 5 stress words, and then you have a pause.
Has unlimited access to some pornography and other bad websites.
You want to say pornographic, so to make that an adjective, put IC on the end. Now you can also shorten the word and say porn websites or pornographic websites.
They have bad influences on our life, and he gave an example of a child.
And he gives. So keep everything in the simple present. That consistency will help tie all your ideas together. You have a little tighter organization if you're consistent.
13 years old child who met
a 13-year-old child. So when you put old, 13-year, you're using that as an adjective, so you don't put S on it. So again, 13-year-old child.
Child molester in a chat room on the internet, which ended up to meet him in person and for her to get raped several times by him. And in the lecture
is what now? Let's go back to what you just said.
Chat room on the internet, which ended up to meet him in person and for her to get raped several times by him.
I want to say, maybe say something like, consequently, she gets raped several times by the guy, according to the passage. So you can use the simple present here, right? The reading explains a child meets someone online and gets raped by blah, blah, blah. You could use past if you wanted to, but I just want to make sure you're also knowing that you could use simple present there.
Yeah. And in the lecture, the professor was talking.
And then the word the. You got to get your tongue in between your teeth there. So the lecture, the reading passage.
About how the internet is a grateful tool if we use it correctly. First, they give an
It's a what kind of tool?
For her to get raped several times.
You see the word raped
by him. And in the lecture, the professor was talking about how the internet is a grateful tool if we use it correctly.
It's a grateful tool. I wouldn't say grateful. I would say it's a useful tool. I think that's a better word there.
First, they give an economical example how a Japanese company could expand its market to Thailand and Russia by using a website. And the second example he gives that how the internet is very powerful educational tool, and he gave an example of elementary school students how they can use it to listen to the actual
Okay, an example of how. Let me check your word order in your noun clause.
And the second example he gives that how the internet is very powerful educational tool, and he gave an example of elementary school students how they can use it to listen to the actual records of the composers.
The actual recordings of the composers.
They have been taught about in their lessons, and at the end he summarized his lecture by giving that the example that the internet has a very powerful.
Why are we at 1 minute and 31 seconds here? You got to get this under 60 seconds, right? You can't just go on and on and on. So you feel, Nada, that you have to talk about all points in reading, all points in listening, but that's not what a summary is. A summary condenses this information and focuses on the most important points from the reading and the listening passage, right? So next time you want to fit this within the 60-second time frame, no matter how many details you hear, no matter how many points there are, try to explain it in fewer than 60 seconds. You score here, I think you're definitely having delivery problems with thought groups and blending, right? So you got to work on that. You have problems with certain words like advantage, disadvantage, and a few other words in there. So you need to work on that. I think thought groups and blending, it's pronunciation lessons 41 through 44. You also had quite a few language use issues, maybe using the wrong word or not the right word, so you got to work on that a little bit more. Topic development, you had trouble managing your time and fitting all this information within that 60-second time constraint, so you got to work on that. And you get better as you go, because right now your speaking fluency is a little bit slow and you have a lot of pauses and hesitations in there, but as you correct that and speak more fluently, you'll be surprised how many ideas you can explain in 60 seconds. You can do a lot. Your score here, I'm going to put you at 2.3 out of 4, 18 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send her these comments that you guys just heard at YouTube, and that is how my TOEFL course works. I never meet with any of my students by Skype or online, nothing like that. They send me speaking and writing practice. The next day I listen to it, I read it, I grade it, I send it back to them. That's how it works. If they have questions, they send me questions by email. I answer those questions as quickly as I can, typically in about 24 hours. That's the key. That's how I can offer my course at the price I offer it at. Because if I were having to meet with all my students by Skype, I'd have to charge a lot more for everything that I do. But remember that I teach students from more than 60 countries all over the world. How could I meet with all of them by Skype? It's not possible. So it doesn't work in my business plan, right? Because, I mean, everybody's on different time zones. So how does that work? It doesn't work for me. So that's why I don't do it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send her a quick message. But whether my students see me directly face-to-face or not, they're getting comments and they're understanding, like Nada, how to improve their speaking. That's the main thing, is they need to know what they need to do to get better. Most of my students, they don't care how they get the feedback as long as they get it. And it's useful. And it helps them get better. That's the main thing. Okay, where are we here? Okay, here we go. Okay, I got 4 more practice tests I'm going to grade right now at YouTube. Alright, let me go to the next one here. Let's see what we got. Okay, we go to the next one here. Vanessa, here we go. So Vanessa's completing, it looks like, independent speaking practice test number 8. Here we go. Yeah, hi, these comments are specifically for Vanessa, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So you're answering independent speaking practice test number 8. The question is, which of the following do you prefer, working for a small company or working for a big company? And then give reasons to explain your point of view. Easy enough. Now here's the key, Vanessa. Here's how it works. If I can listen to your speaking practice test, if I can listen to the whole thing one time without pausing, not even one time, I will give you 4 out of 4 or 30 out of 30. That means there was no reason for me to pause and give any comments because everything was good, right? So let's see how well you can do. I'm going to drink some water here. Give me a quick second. Okay, here we go, Vanessa.
To be honest with you, I would prefer to work for a big company. The first reason why I would choose a big company is because you have more opportunities in corporate enterprises to climb the different levels.
Not you. There's no you here. You is the second person point of view. You're not talking directly to your audience. So I would use either the first or the third person point of view. So because I have the opportunity, or because workers have the opportunity to climb the corporate ladder. So frame it either as first or third person point of view. Now write this in your speaking journal for today, Vanessa. So for TOEFL independent and integrated speaking and writing tasks, you don't need the you point of view anywhere. You got to break that habit. That's something you do in conversational English more, but not as much in academic type English, right? So put that down in your notes. Now remember this. When you're doing integrated speaking and integrated writing, you should be focusing on the third person point of view because you're summarizing those ideas. All right?
And get better salary with years. And the second reason why I would prefer to work for a big company and not a small one is because in a small company, everything is known by everyone.
Now what I like here is you're actually doing a pretty good job with your topic statements. You're taking the ideas and connecting them back to the speaking task. Another reason why I like working for a large or a small company is because. So your connection of ideas is actually pretty good.
It is like a small family, and I am very cautious to protect my private life. I do not like to share too much. I prefer to stay focused on the work to be done and be incognito at work.
I got to listen to one more thing here. Hold on.
Focus on the work to be done and be incognito at work.
What was that? At 44 to 46 seconds, I don't know what that was. I had some trouble with a word in there. I think it was a 3, committed or committal or something along those lines. Okay, so this one, it's a good response with topic development. There's definitely a clear connection of your ideas between the introduction and then what happens in the response, and you gave some examples to illustrate your points. You had pretty good control of your language use. You had the inappropriate point of view in the beginning of the response, but other than that, I think you didn't have really any major problems with grammar or vocabulary. Delivery, you need to work on that intonation. That's something that really bothers, or it really creates a lot of problems for a lot of students. But go to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40 where you can work on that. And you can also work on your pacing, and you can work on that by going to pronunciation lessons 41 through 44, thought groups and blending. In thought groups and blending, you work on blending the ideas within each thought group. Still, this is a pretty good response, right? I'm comfortable right now putting you at 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, I'm going to send her a quick message. And we continue onward and give you guys some kind of information. Usually students like this, it takes about 30 days. She needs to complete about 25 to 50 speaking practice tests, and usually that will be enough for somebody like this to get over 26 on the TOEFL. The thing is Vanessa, she's got to get more used to some of the problems that she's having. So as she does practice tests and I provide feedback, and then she writes the things down in her speaking journal, she begins to see what her problems are, and guess what? She begins to eliminate them. Think about it for a minute. How can you get rid of your speaking problems if you don't know what they are? You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, they try to do speaking practice by themselves, but how do they know that they have an inappropriate point of view? Or how does someone who's doing self-study with speaking, how does this person know that he or she has problems with intonation? Or that he or she has problems with thought groups and blending? How are they going to know that? They probably will not know that, so it becomes difficult. So that's why it's important. I really believe a TOEFL speaking mentor like me, I can help you recognize what your issues are. You can stop making those problems, and you can improve your speaking over time. You may not eliminate all of these problems immediately, but you will eliminate them. It may take 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, but I'm telling you, because I will tell you what the problems are over and over and over, and eventually you maybe will stop making those problems or those issues. All right, let's keep going. Okay, here we go. Our next student, I'm just going to refer to her as LS. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for LS, and I'm going to listen to your integrated speaking practice test number 11. Wow, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, here we go.
In the video, two teachers discuss the ideas about learning process and how to make this process more enjoyable for students.
Yes, 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 and yes. That's a very good introduction. Wow, and you did it in 9 seconds. Not bad, very good.
First, man makes suggestions about an...
I would say the man makes suggestions because you've already mentioned the man and the woman previously. So the man says, the woman says...
interaction during the study. For example, when teacher involves student in the process by asking them a solution.
When a teacher involves students in, so you need to review your count nouns, LS. So when is it, right? Here's the question. When do you need to put articles a, and the in front of your nouns? When is that? So if you go to the grammar part of my course, check out 2 lessons. One lesson is called articles. A-R-T-I-C-L-E-S, articles. The other one is called count nouns or uncount nouns. Review both of those lessons, but remember that this is not easy to solve. This is an issue that's in your speaking right now. It's going to take some time to work it out, but at least if you can understand what the basic rules are surrounding article usage, you might might be able to minimize some of these errors.
According to Mann's opinion, it gives more concentration for students. Moreover, the teacher needs to be as a friend for students because they can get information easily, like from a friend.
Okay.
Second, woman agrees
The woman agrees.
with Mann's point of view. She adds new idea of studying, like learning through creativity.
Good. So not bad. So let's take a look at the rubrics on this one. So for you, I think it's more of a delivery issue, believe it or not. I think you did a pretty good job in it's both maybe delivery and language use. So I think your topic development was organized, especially introduction. You had a 9-second introduction which exactly explained the purpose, I think, of the passage, so that was good. Language use, the main thing is you're not comfortable using nouns, or especially maybe singular count nouns. You're not exactly sure what to do with those kinds of nouns and what kinds of articles you need to put in front of those. So that's a language use issue you got to work on. Delivery, you're speaking fairly fluently, I think, which is good. I'd still like you to make some improvements with intonation. All right, so your score here, I'm going to put you at about, I think it's still a very good response here. I'm going to put you at 23 to 24 points out of 30, 3.0 to 3.1 out of 4 for the reasons I just explained. Yeah, this student here, I got a feeling she is going to get a very high TOEFL score. I mean over 100, no doubt. She's already gotten over 100, but she needs to make some improvements with her speaking and writing. That's how I'm helping her. This student that you just heard, she's taking my speaking and writing boot camp courses, and I gave her a free month because to try to do both courses at the same time is very intense, and she'll probably need a few more weeks in order to finish all the lessons in both areas. But I'm very comfortable because she works so hard every day. She's doing her TOEFL study like 2 or 3 hours every day. So that's very diligent, and she will get the benefits of that. So my goal for this student is the student gets 26 on the speaking and 24 on the writing. That's exactly what my goals are for her. And she's on track. She's on track to doing that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send these speaking comments to this student, and we continue on. On and on and on we go. Okay, I have 2 more practice tests for today. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Jasmex, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you're doing, it looks like, independent speaking practice test number 6. Says, which do you think is better, living on campus in dorms or living off campus in apartments? And I'm downloading your practice test as I speak. Here we go.
For me, it is better to live on campus in dorms because all the facilities and services are near.
Now notice the facilities, not facilities, so you got to work on that it. You got meet, facilities.
For example, if I want to go to the library.
Now here's a problem. You're at 11 seconds in your response and you're already with your first example. It's very tough to spend the rest of this developing that example, so why not just start off with first of all. You might want to say, first of all, if I live on dorms, I will be able to benefit from the facilities on campus. And at that point, then you present an example. And you say, well, for example, there is a recreation and wellness center on campus, and if I can go there in the mornings, I can do my exercise, I can run on the treadmill, I can do weights, and there's even a sauna inside the locker room that I can take advantage of every day. If I lived off campus, I wouldn't be able to benefit from that facility. You see what I'm saying? That's very specific.
To study or to make my homework, I just need to go there and I don't lose a lot of time. Even if I'm very tired, I can go to my dorm in order to take a break between classes.
Even though I'm very tired, I can go to the dorm. I would say when I am tired, I can quickly go to the dorm to take a rest. I wouldn't say even though there. Even though or even if, that's kind of like unexpected result, and that's not the connection of ideas that you're trying to explain there. So probably, Juan, when is better. When I blah, blah, blah. When I am tired, I can go back to the dorm.
In most of the cases, it's less expensive to live in dorms. And for me,
I would say, second of all, I also want to live in the dorms because it's less expensive than living off campus in apartments, right?
It is important because I can save money and to use it to buy other things.
No, but why is it less expensive, Juan? You got to illustrate that idea. You can't just make the assertion that it's less expensive. You have to say, for example, if I'm living on campus in dorms, I can get a meal plan. I can live in my room. I can do all these things for one low price of maybe, $600 or $700 a month, like that. And you might say, which is a lot less expensive than living off campus in apartments. Right? So when you bring up the idea or the argument or the claim, you have to support that with evidence. Now, if you don't have enough time to bring up that idea, leave it alone. So bring up one reason, then support that, right? If you like the facilities that are on campus and what the dorms have, then you can develop that idea and talk about all the different facilities that there are on campus and why you think you would benefit from them more if you lived in dorms. Okay, your score here. I think on this one, some topic development issues, you probably did not specifically support your ideas enough. So that's a problem. Delivery, you're having problems with those two vowel sounds, the mit, meet. I think that is pronunciation lesson number 11. So you got to work on that. That's something you want to keep working on. Also, I'd like you to work on your intonation. I think that's pronunciation lessons 36 through 40. You got to work, Juan, on varying your tone a little bit more than what you're doing. Okay, that would be my recommendation there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send these comments to him. I just got one more to go. Let's see what we got. Come on, man, I'm in the middle of a YouTube live stream and everything else. I'll be with you in minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and email him these comments that you guys are seeing at YouTube so you know exactly how this course works and the kind of feedback that you get every time you do a speaking practice test. So how often can you send me speaking? How about every 24 hours that you're a member of my course? Think about that. So pretty much every day you can complete a practice test, you email it to me, I give you feedback the next day. That's exactly how it works. Just got one more, I'll be done. And these comments are for Hoda, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test number 236. So the question before us is, which is a more fair grading system which reflects students' knowledge of the subject matter in a course? So what do you like better? Taking multiple choice exams or essay exams? Give reasons and details to support your choice. So I'm interested. Let's see how you answer this question.
In my view, subjective essay exams are the best way for grading students because it needs creativity and it's not depends on chance. First of all, I think...
Okay, so you've outlined it by two different things. So you think that the essays allow for more creativity, but there's another idea here. Hold on.
Because it needs creativity and it's not depends on chance. First of all, I think that subjective essay exams need...
It's that last idea I had a little bit of trouble understanding.
That depends on chance. First of all, I think that subjective essay exams need creativity. For example, if a history teacher asks his or her students to write an essay about World War II...
Okay, good example. I like that. So you're saying if they have to write an essay about World War II, that is specific. That's a specific detail. That is always good. The more details you use, the better it's going to be.
Students who have good understanding of the material can write coherent essays. On the other hand...
Can write coherent, you want to say. But why are you doing that? You can say they can write creative essays or more creative essays or whatever, because remember, you're arguing that creativity is a benefit of essay exams, right? So if you're making that argument and then you present an example about writing an essay about World War II, you got to show how that relates back to the creativity. Now, if you don't make that connection, then there's kind of an unclear connection going on there. So why bring up the example if it doesn't illustrate the argument you're trying to make? That is an issue.
In objective exams, some students can take good grades just by chance. So it would be difficult.
I would say some students can get good grades by chance. So you're arguing that multiple choice exams don't really test the knowledge that students have, and it's possible that they can get higher grades just by guessing, right? Or maybe they're just good multiple choice test takers. They can kind of look at them and understand what's going on, but yet when you really ask them about the subject matter, they can't say anything about it.
To distinguish between students who studied and who didn't study for the exam. That's why I think so.
Okay, I think you kind of ran out of steam a little bit at the end there, so let's take a look at the rubric. So topic development, I think with the first idea, creativity, the problem here, Hoda, is that the example didn't really illustrate creativity. I think you used the word coherent instead of creative. Creative is to think of new ideas and to look at things with a new perspective. And I don't see how the example shows that or showed that in what you're trying to say. So that's a problem with topic development. You got to the second point, you kind of ran out of steam, and then you ended kind of abruptly. So language use, I think you have for the most part pretty good control of your language use. However, when you're talking about the multiple choice exams, you can get lucky or you can guess things by chance. You had some problems explaining that a little bit, some of the vocabulary that you're trying to use. And delivery, you had some minor pauses and hesitations in there. So that's exactly why you're scoring the way you are. Now what you do is write down this information, take notes. I just gave you comments with delivery, language use, and topic development, right? Still, it's clear that you have pretty good speaking abilities, right? So I'm going to put you at 23 points out of 30 here, 3.0 out of 4 on this practice test. And that's my last speaking practice test for today. I'm going to send these comments to Hoda. Now you guys at YouTube, I'm going to talk to you in just a minute. Give me a quick second here. No, come on in. You're good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send this. I'm just doing a YouTube live video right now. I'll be done about it. Okay, YouTubers, Okay, so you can see this is kind of how it works, and this is what I call TOEFL Speaking Practice Live, and that's exactly what you just saw over the last 34 minutes. Check out my live chat links here. You see the TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course. You see the link there. You see the link to the Writing Bootcamp course. Check out the course outlines. What do you have to lose? I have full 7-day money-back guarantees on all my courses, so there's no risk. So check them out.